And we begin with the very latest from Charlottesville, Virginia. It's been 4 days since the shooting deaths of 3 UVA football players gunned down by a former Cavaliers football player on Sunday. With the cancellation of Saturday's game against Coastal Carolina, a memorial service will be held on campus instead in honor of Lavelle Davis Jr., Deshaun Perry, and Devin Chandler. The service will be open to the public and it will be live streamed. Meantime, 2 students survived the shooting, a female student who has since been discharged from the hospital. Good news there. Also, running back Mike Hollins, he has now had 2 surgeries. Just this morning, Mike Hollins' mother, Brenda, spoke with our Mark Schlabach about the moment her son learned what happened to his teammates.
When did you tell him that his teammates had passed?
We told him he was waiting. Right after they removed the ventilator, he asked the question. It's like they removed it, and then I heard him say, "Thanks, Doc," and I hadn't heard him talk, so it was just a blessing to hear his voice. And as soon as we walked in, that was his question: "Where's Deshaun?" And the room went silent. And so he knew. And then my daughter, she was standing closest to him, and he looked at her, and she shook her head, and she said, "He's gone." And Mike's cry was so deep. It was like coming from his soul. I mean, it was like a cry I'd never heard before in my life. It was so deep. His cry was so deep. And there's nothing I could do, because I can't grab him and pull him to me and hug him, because he's hurt and I can't move him. And so it was like he was alone in that moment. We were there, but he was alone because we couldn't really physically, embrace him. And so he told me, he was like, "Mom, I don't know how I'm going to live without him." And I was like, "Mike, you're going to live for them."
ESPN's Mark Schlabach has been in Charlottesville since the tragic news broke and joins us now with more. And Mark, obviously that was you sitting there talking to Brenda, Mike Hollins' mother. You also talked to her about her son's recollection of the actual shooting on the bus. What did she have to say?
Sage, Mike told his mother that when he first heard the gunshots, he thought it was balloons popping. Then he saw the alleged gunman, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. He said he screamed at the driver to stop the bus, and it seemed like forever before the doors opened. Here's what he told his mother happened next.
His classmates are grateful for him because they said he saved their lives. He was the first off the bus and told 2 of his classmates to run, and he went back. And he said, "Mom, I went back. I needed to do something. I was going to beat on the window," he said, because no one else was coming off the bus. And he said, "I was going to beat on the windows. I was going to go on the bus and tell them to come on, get off." And he said he took the first step and met the shooter. And he said that all he remembers is he tried to turn, but he saw him lift a gun. And he felt his back get hot, and he ran. He said he ran, and he pulled his shirt up as he ran, and he saw the bullet protruding from his stomach. He said he kept running, but then he got afraid that if he ran too far into the parking garage, no one would find him and he would die. So he turned around and he met one of his classmates, who was a med student, who helped him.
Sage, the good news is Mike is off a ventilator. He's out of critical care. He took his first steps on Wednesday. When Brenda left me, she was going to the hospital to walk the halls with him. He is scheduled to graduate with a degree from the University of Virginia in December. He has 4 papers to finish to accomplish that and is determined to do it. He told his mother that when he walks across the stage, his fallen teammates, Deshaun Perry, Devin Chandler, and Lavelle Davis Jr. will be with him.
Incredible words from Mike Hollins' mother, Brenda, and needless to say, her young son is a hero. Mark, what more do we know about the investigation into the alleged shooter, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr.?
Sage Jones had his first court appearance here in Charlottesville on Wednesday. There's another hearing scheduled for December 8th. He is believed to be working on hiring an attorney. He is being held without bond. Jim Ryan, the University of Virginia president, announced last night that the university will open an external investigation to look into its handling of allegations that Jones said he had a handgun on campus back in September.
All right, Mark, great work today, an emotional day as you spoke to Brenda. You'll be back with us tonight in the 6 p.m. Eastern Time edition of SportsCenter with more of that conversation with Brenda Hollins. Mark Schlabach, thanks so much.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.